What if a celebrity's final goodbye was not an ending, but a confession designed to shatter an entire industry? What if the tears were not for a career concluding, but for a truth that was about to be unleashed? In this video, we delve into the chilling story of Yu Menglong's final, fateful livestream. It was a broadcast that began as a heartfelt farewell to his adoring fans but twisted into a terrifying revelation so explosive, it was systematically scrubbed from every corner of the internet within minutes. But not before millions saw it. Not before the world heard his words. Stick around, because the story you are about to hear has been suppressed, denied, and buried, and it will fundamentally change everything you thought you knew about the price of fame. The announcement came like a soft, unexpected rain on a sunny day. A simple, elegantly worded post on Yu Menglong's official social media accounts. He would be hosting one final livestream to personally thank his fans before retiring from public life. The internet erupted. Confusion, sadness, and overwhelming support flooded every platform. Retiring. But at the peak of his career, fans lamented. Hashtags like #ThankYou Yu Menglong and #We Will Miss You Alan Yu trended globally. There was a collective melancholy, a sense of shared loss for the gentle, almost ethereal actor and singer who had captured hearts with his quiet grace and undeniable talent. He was an artist who seemed to float above the usual chaos of the entertainment world, a calming presence in a turbulent industry. His departure felt premature, a beautiful song ending mid-verse. The night of the livestream, the digital world held its breath. The view counter on the streaming platform skyrocketed into the millions before he even appeared. When his face finally materialized on screen, a collective sigh seemed to ripple through the comment section. He looked just as his fans remembered him, impeccably dressed in a simple white sweater, his features soft under the warm lighting of what appeared to be his own living room. It was intimate, personal. He smiled his signature gentle smile, but for those who had followed him for years, there was something different in his eyes. A flicker of something ancient and weary, a profound gravitas that seemed out of place with the serene setting. He began as expected. He thanked his fans, his voice smooth and soothing, speaking of cherished memories from film sets, concerts, and fan meetings. He reminisced about his journey, expressing gratitude for the love that had carried him through the years. The comments were a waterfall of purple hearts, crying emojis, and messages of undying love. "We love you, Menglong. Please don't go. You will always be our star." He picked up a guitar, its dark wood gleaming under the lights, and began to sing a soft, acoustic ballad, a fan favorite known for its lyrics about finding light in the darkness. His voice was flawless, filled with a poignant emotion that brought tears to millions of eyes. It was the perfect, bittersweet farewell everyone had anticipated. But then, after the final, haunting note of the guitar faded into silence, the atmosphere shattered. He didn't set the guitar down gently. He placed it aside with a stark, deliberate motion. The soft smile on his face dissolved, replaced by a mask of raw, unflinching determination. He leaned closer to the camera, and the millions of people watching felt as if he was looking directly into each of their souls. The weariness in his eyes had sharpened into a piercing intensity. The comment section, once flowing with sentimental farewells, began to slow down, the messages now laced with confusion. "Is he okay? What's wrong? He looks so serious." He took a deep, audible breath. "Thank you," he said, his voice no longer soft but firm, resonant with a chilling clarity. "Thank you for the love you gave to the person you knew as Yu Menglong. But I cannot leave you with a lie." He paused, letting the weight of his words settle. "The man you see before you, the career, the songs, the roles, it has all been part of a beautiful, elaborate, and cruel performance. And tonight, the performance ends. I am retiring, yes. But I am not just leaving the stage. I am attempting to escape the cage." The chat exploded. What did he mean? A cage? A performance? Was this some kind of method acting for a secret final role? He held up a hand, not to the camera, but as if to silence the rising tide of digital noise. "4 years," he continued, his voice dropping to an almost conspiratorial whisper, "I, along with many of your beloved idols, have been more than just artists. We are assets. We are properties, owned and controlled by a consortium so powerful, so deeply embedded in the entertainment and financial sectors that it has no name. We just call it the garden. A nervous laugh could be heard from him, devoid of any humor. They call it the garden because they cultivate talent. They find us when we are young, full of dreams and ambition. They offer us the world, fame, wealth, adoration. The contract we sign is not for a record label or an agency. It's for life. They dictate everything. Who we date, for the public, of course. What we say in interviews. What opinions we are allowed to have. What passions we are allowed to pursue. Our entire lives are scripted, our personas manufactured to appeal to specific market demographics. The gentle, ethereal Yu Menglong. He was a character profile, tested in focus groups. He gestured around the room. This place. It looks like my home, doesn't it? It's not. It's a soundstage. I haven't lived in a real home of my own in a decade. We live in designated compounds, monitored 24/7. Our families are cared for, a polite term for being held as leverage. If we step out of line, the consequences are not just for us. The consortium has the power to build empires and to crush them, personally and professionally. The viewers were in a state of shock. This couldn't be real. It sounded like the plot of a dark, dystopian film. But the look on Yu Menglong's face was terrifyingly real. There was no acting, only the raw, desperate courage of a man with nothing left to lose. I'm sure you're wondering why no one has ever spoken out, he said, anticipating the global disbelief. They've tried. Have you ever noticed how some stars suddenly vanish at the peak of their popularity? The official story is always the same: a desire for privacy, a sudden health issue, a mental breakdown. The truth is far more sinister. The garden has a process they call pruning. A pruned artist is systematically erased. Their careers are destroyed, their reputations shredded through manufactured scandals, and they are isolated, threatened, and financially ruined until they are silenced forever. I saw it happen to a friend. He wanted to write his own music that had a political message. They warned him. He didn't listen. Within 6 months, he was accused of fabricated crimes, his family was bankrupted, and he disappeared. We were all forced to post messages condemning him. That was the day I knew I had to find a way out. He reached for a glass of water, his hand trembling slightly. It was the first crack in his stoic demeanor, a small, humanizing detail that made his story all the more believable. The chat was no longer a stream of consciousness, it was frozen in horror. The few messages that trickled through were simple: OMG. Is this real? Someone help him. Escaping the garden is considered impossible, Yu Menglong continued, his voice regaining its strength. They have eyes and ears everywhere. Any plan, any whisper of dissent, is detected. But they have one weakness: their own arrogance. They believe they control the narrative completely. They would never believe one of their most compliant assets would dare to do this, to use their own platform, the one they built for me, against them. This live stream, broadcast to millions of you at once, is a weapon they cannot control in time. By the time they shut this down, the story will be out. The seed will be planted. Suddenly, he looked off camera, his eyes widening slightly. A faint, almost inaudible sound could be heard in the background, a distant, muffled shouting. The serene mask he had worn was now completely gone, replaced by a primal fear. The situation had changed. He knew his time was running out. They're coming, he whispered, his voice laced with panic. He spoke quickly now, his words tumbling out in a torrent. They have a symbol. A white lotus. It's on their documents, their properties, a subtle brand on everything they own. It's a mark of corruption. If you see it, you'll know. They have files, encrypted files on a server codenamed Avalon. It contains the real contracts, the blackmail material, the evidence of everything they've done. I don't know where it is, but I've left a trail. A key. It's hidden in my last music video, the one for the song Echoes of a Dream. It's not in the visuals. It's in the audio. In the final 10 seconds, there's a layered sound, a frequency most people can't hear. You'll need software to isolate it. It's a string of numbers. Coordinates. That's all I know. That's all I can give you. The shouting was closer now. The sound of a heavy door being forced open echoed from somewhere behind his camera. His eyes, wide with terror, darted towards the sound. He looked back at the camera one last time, his face a portrait of desperate appeal. They will tell you I was unwell. They will say I was delusional. They will try to erase this moment, and me along with it. Please. Don't let them. Don't let my story be just another echo in a dream. Find the. His words were cut off by a blinding flash of light as the door to the room burst open. The camera feed violently shook as the device was knocked over, tilting sideways to show a fleeting, chaotic glimpse of dark figures in tactical gear rushing towards him. A strangled cry was heard, his voice, followed by a loud crash. Then, there was only static. A harsh, deafening buzz. A few seconds later, the screen went black. The livestream was over. For a moment, the internet was silent, paralyzed in collective shock. Then, it exploded. The recording of the stream, captured by thousands, began to spread like wildfire. But just as quickly, it began to vanish. Links went dead. Files were corrupted. Social media platforms, citing violation of community standards, took down every clip. Within 30 minutes, it was as if it never happened. Yu Menglong's official accounts were deactivated. His agency released a brief, cold statement about the star taking an indefinite medical leave due to a severe and sudden psychotic breakdown, and asked the public to respect his privacy. But they were too late. Millions had seen. The hashtag #WhereIsYuMenglong began to trend, battling against waves of bots that tried to suppress it. Amateur sleuths and dedicated fans started dissecting his final music video, searching for the hidden frequency. The story of the garden, Avalon, and the White Lotus became an urban legend, a whisper of a grand conspiracy hiding in plain sight. Yu Menglong was gone, but his final, terrifying broadcast had turned his millions of adoring fans into an army of investigators. He had ended his performance not with a bow, but with a lit match tossed into the heart of the industry. The fire was just beginning to spread. What do you believe happened to Yu Menglong? Was his chilling confession the truth of a dark and powerful conspiracy, or was it the tragic delusion his agency claimed it to be? What do you think the coordinates hidden in his music video could possibly lead to? And most importantly, if you were one of his fans, would you seek out the truth, no matter how dangerous it was? Drop all your theories and thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear what you think about this mind-blowing story. And if this video left you questioning everything, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with friends who love a deep mystery, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more stories that the world tried to bury. Click that notification bell so you never miss a single upload.